Good morning. Nope, wrong one. Apologize. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, everybody's having a good morning, good day. And we will get started here very, very soon. So, anywhooser, as by the title, you can see we got a lot of earnings plays to go over. We have Ccxi, which is kind of crazy this morning. So, definitely quite a bit to talk about. So what I'm going to do is just run through all of the stocks that I'm even considering trading on the day so you guys have an idea as far as pretty much everything I'm looking at. And then we'll get into answering questions and going over some stuff that you guys want to look at as usual. And Ken, see, look at, you're not, see, look at your messages coming through perfect. All right. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to go to one screen here. Pull down L2, we don't need that, don't need that, don't really need that, sure. Alrighty then. Also watch Twitter for a swing trade. Okay, BBY. So I'm just going to do a quick run through. BBY, Best Buy. Price over, if you can get over 78.50, you're going to watch it long today. Right now it's in a big cup. Right now it's creating a possible handle. Might break out over that 78.50 mark. That's what we would be watching long for Twitter today, or sorry, Best Buy. Long story short, gaps up on earnings, pulls back, holds dip, bounces back up. Now you can draw a trend line like show. Anyways, this is starting to move a little bit. That's pretty much just it. So I'd be watching, again, I'd be watching Best Buy long over 78.50 for now. Okay, on to the next one. Dick's Sporting Goods. Dick's Sporting Goods is up here. Pretty strong move, not the most volume. Right now it's holding its pullback pretty decent, so it's like a light volume bull flag right now. Now, we won't know it unless we go back about 2 years here, 3 years on a daily chart. We had a couple gap downs from a previous earnings. So right now we're in this gap fill up to about 48. Then if we can get over 48.26, then you're going to get into a new gap fill all the way up to potentially 50. So nonetheless, we'll be watching Dick's Sporting Goods long bias today just because it's got a strong gap. It's holding really well. Might as well keep it on watch to the long side. You could go ahead and take a look and read into the earnings. I haven't really done so yet, but here's a quick one. Sporting Goods stock sourced 13% after better than expected earnings and sales. So quarterly report, not terrible. Looks like forecast for full year EPS 3.63 versus 3.73, does it 3.5, 3.6, previous guidance in the range of 3.5. So guidance is in line right now. So again, nonetheless, watch Dick's long. So again, probably up to like watching it long up to 48 at most for right now. Okay, on to the next one, NTNX. If it loads. Okay, NTNX reported earnings jumping from like 27 all the way up to 35. We take a look at the daily chart here. That doesn't really help us. 4-hour chart. You're going to see this broke out, exploded up. Right now we're at that price. Extend to the left. Perfect. Right up that resistance. Yep, so anywhooser, NTNX did squeeze up to about 35, which puts it right at the previous breakdown, right at the previous bounce support. So really makes sense where it's at. We'll be watching this one. It's still, it's hard for me to really want to watch it long. At first, I'm going to watch it long. If it starts to fail long, then I'll watch it short. Right now, you have pretty much the pre-market level of 34 to keep an eye on. And then pretty much all the dips going down, 32, and even one here at 33. So we'll be watching NTX. All right, on to the next one. I know, we're almost done. DLTR, Dollar Tree. So Dollar Tree's is getting smoked this morning from 116 down to 96. If you look at the daily chart, I believe it is. We have a previous earnings candle kind of levels here at about 97, 96, 98. Ultimate low here down at 89. The likelihood that Dollar Tree... Are you fucking kidding me? All right, looks like we're back on. Apologize. Yeah, my internet's been terrible the last few days. I mean, I only pay for 400 megabytes of download and like who knows whatever my uploaded speed is, and I'm only getting like 3%. So I'm getting less than less than 1% of the internet I pay for. So I'm having some guy come out today so you can check the internet, which are just basically kind of bullshit me around. And so yeah, pretty much spectrum blows. That's what that comes down to. Anywho, so yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again. And I guess if they want to keep giving me 1% of the internet speed that I'm paying for, I'll just start disputing 99% of the charge every single month that it comes through my card, and then they're gonna call me and they're gonna bitch me out and be like, "Well, you guys suck." I know. Okay, so yeah, where were we at? Dollar Tree. So yeah, Dollar Tree's getting smoked. When you look at it, you're like, "Wow, I really want to short that. I really want to short that." At first, definitely watch Dollar Tree to the short side before being long. Again, after it's decreased like this, keeps getting pushed down, I wouldn't really want to be long or try to smash it along unless it truly is a long. So first watch Dollar Tree short buys, then I'll be watching it long buys. Okay. Next one. PANW. PANW also reported earnings. This one's down pretty big. It's going to be higher price, 254 all the way down to about 228. Again, this one's a really big move down. This one, not really going to be watching as closely as some of the others, but for now, I'd probably still just be watching PANW short bias below the 228 mark. If it can't break to 228, then you might be able to watch for a long, for a red to green move, but first I'd watch PANW before anything. Okay. On to the next one, which would be Ccxi. So this is a big one. This is the one that just gapped up like crazy from 8 all the way to 38. So this kind of reminds me of the KRTX, I think was the ticker. The KRTX or KTRX or whatever that one was from like 2 weeks ago or a week ago that ripped from like, I don't know, like 30, 40 all the way to like 150 or whatever. So anyways, we're going to be watching this one long buys here today. And the reason I'm watching long buys is because last time I didn't even watch KRTX at all and the thing ended up ripping. So anticipating that some of that momentum will continue in the morning and that some of the momentum from KRTX is still left in people's minds. It's still fresh in people's minds, so they might be willing to buy this one up, anticipating it's going to do something very similar to KRTX, which will give us some extra hype. We're going to be watching KRTX long bias before being short bias. I don't think you can even short this on Thinkorswim anyway, so I won't even be following it short bias. So any play I'd be watching for Ccxi today would be long bias. Pretty straightforward. You can look for a long over the pre-market high. That's pretty much the go-to play for most people unless you get a dip buy or something. So, yep, look for a long buys, trade over the pre-market high level here. Pretty much a gap and go. Gapped up, holding sideways, watch it to make a rip. Okay. Cool. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. LK is another one we're watching. You could watch LK. What do you say? LK running on fumes or going to the moon? Well, we've been putting out LK on our watch. It's not necessarily on, excuse me. We've put it on YouTube too, but I mean, yeah, basically as soon as LK had this day, we've been watching LK long bias since its big earnings run up day. So since this day, we've been watching it long bias. I think I traded here and pretty much traded this whole move. So, yeah, I'd remain watching LK long bias. LK is in a hyper growth stage of their company, so right now the company's getting hyped up, the move's getting hyped up, the hype can continue, but that's solely what we're watching is a stock, or we're watching a stock go through kind of a hyper move, and the company's going through a hyper growth stage. So yeah, it all makes sense to watch this keep going right now. Okay, so for Roku for me isn't, I'm not anything with Roku right now. I don't really care for Roku. As odd as it sounds, right now I'm actually watching Roku over the course of the couple days, more short bias. I'll be long biased if the price can get all the way back up to 162, 163 and then actually break out. Then I'll be long biased. But until then, we're going through a consolidation phase. The stock is rolling down. It's created higher lows. but each bounce is getting sold into rolling over, rolling over. So I'll be watching for rolling over patterns to fall into a short that maybe breaks down some of these lows. We'll see. I don't really care. There's so many things to trade, but at the end of the day, still be watching Roku in the short term, short bias, long term, long bias for now. Twitter's over the 30, 40 mark, 30, 60 mark. Watch that long bias today. Dosed Pud, thank you. Good luck to you as well. Let's see. Wizard, you're asking about AMD. Yeah, maybe. I didn't really get a fuzzy feeling from AMD this morning. Nope. I would not be trying to long AMD yet. I'd watch AMD short bias for today. Well, maybe. Because again, like I said yesterday, for AMD to break up yesterday, it would be in a premature stage. But since it had been more bullish for so long, I figured why not? We'll watch it long. But anyways, I mean, yeah, we traded this one live. We traded that one in the group yesterday, Wizard. We took a long like in here. It worked pretty well. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I'd probably watch it short bias because, again, as I said, right, you have this big down drop here, you have the head here, you have the left-right shoulder. It's in an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and this needs to drop more to get, in reality, down to 38.60 to complete the inverse head and shoulders. So if it wants to complete an inverse head and shoulders, you should expect you're going to see the price of AMD down to 38.60. Whether that's today, 2 days, doesn't really matter. Or you're long over this top here, which again, we're shying away from that. So we're most likely going to be moving lower, I would expect. Even if we go up, great. But yeah, that's where I see us being at. Yeah, I'd probably watch that short. Can you hold Ccxi overnight? Yes, you can hold Ccxi overnight. You can pretty much hold any stock overnight. Nope, have no idea if you'll be affected from the Schwab takeover by any means. Nope, don't know if it's going to affect us, if anything on the platform is going to change. I would imagine that it's probably not going to change anything, but we'll see. Thanks, Mr. Knuckles. Appreciate it, my man. Amazon, because of Black Friday. I mean, no, I wouldn't buy a retail. Well, it's not well, I mean, it kind of is, but no, I wouldn't buy any sort of shopping store because of Black Friday, right? So, and there's nothing wrong with the question you asked, but after you trade for so long and do this business for so long, you got to think, right? Why would I buy Amazon for Black Friday? Because there's going to be a lot of sales. Yeah, probably. There probably is going to be. Amazon's probably going to make a lot of money on Black Friday. Do you think that you're the only person thinking that Amazon is going to make a bunch of money on Black Friday? Probably not. So if you're not the only one thinking it, you already know for a fact that Amazon has been bought up for Black Friday sales. Amazon Black Friday sales are not going to make the stock just run ridiculous. No, it's just one small day out of the year in which they're going to have a lot of people making sales. So that should never be a determining factor for you trying to buy or maybe even trade a stock, because there's people well ahead of you that have been thinking Black Friday sales since like July, right? And they were buying the stock in July, anticipating a strong winter holiday sales season, right? So if you're going to try and do anything seasonal related, you need to be buying quarters ahead. Brad, appreciate it, boss. I mean, yeah. So I mean, honestly, I don't even care to talk about a different person. I don't. Yeah, I don't. But I do appreciate that. Appreciate that. Do I use only technical analysis or do I use fundamentals? No, pretty much just use solely technical analysis. Fundamentals aren't gonna. I mean, here's at the end. I mean, well, so yeah, it depends. I mean, like if you're trying to be a value investor. Actually, let me rephrase that. Yeah, I mean, fundamental and technical are completely different. I just simply use technical. I don't have to justify why I use technical or why I don't. Simply don't use fundamentals because I don't know enough about fundamentals. I know a good amount, but I can't do fundamental investing to the point where I can look at a company and go, yeah, this is what's going to happen 7 years down the line if they keep this management team and they keep doing that. I mean, I'm not good enough to do that. I wish I was. Maybe one day I will be, but at this point I'm not. And again, I never really got into trading in general to do fundamental investing. I don't need to. There's many other people that can do the fundamental investing for me, right? You have big mutual funds, you have, plenty of places that can do that all for you. And again, you don't even really need to know fundamentals to do investing in general because you already know what companies have strong fundamentals and what companies are strong. Look at the companies that have been around for 30, 40, 50 years. Those companies are probably pretty good to hold on to. They offer a good dividend. Invest in those. So again, fundamental investing, I would say, yeah, if you're trying to like get a new stock on the market that's going to be the biggest thing in the world, yeah. Like LK Coffee. I read the fundamentals on LK and that's why I've been watching it long for like the past week. So yeah, I mean I can, but yeah. So anyways, I know fundamentals, but it's not my go-to thing for trading by any means. Um yeah, you never really buy, you're right, buying news. Patrick Ryan, never use your relative strength index to tell you if something's overbought or oversold. That's a generic means of understanding the study, but it's not how you should use the study. So it's not bad to think like that, but you don't want to use that information. So no, just because the RSI says that Netflix is overbought doesn't mean that you should sell or not buy. Absolutely not. If the RSI says that Netflix is oversold, or yeah, oversold, does that mean that you should you should be buying or like not selling because it's going to bounce back? No, absolutely not. That is a completely terrible way of using it. It's a good way of understanding it, not a good way of using it. So don't do that. And so no, to answer your question, I have no idea. He says Netflix along some of the RSI. Netflix looks overbought on the RSI, so may not be a buy. Well, here on the RSI, Netflix is not overbought. Here on the RSI, it says it's not overbought. 5-minute chart says it's not overbought. 10-minute chart says it's not overbought. 20-minute chart says it's not overbought. 4-hour chart says it's still really not overbought. It's not even red yet. Daily chart will probably say it's overbought. Daily chart still doesn't even say it's overbought from the generic view of the study. Generic would be over the 60, or sorry, over the 70 mark is really overbought. You're just starting to get there, but no, I wouldn't say that this is overbought. When did it get over that top? That's interesting. I didn't think it did because it didn't. That's what I thought. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like it for a long setup today. Again, and the reason being is it's not really. I mean, yeah, you know what? Yeah, actually, I'd probably watch it long bias today, if anything. Yeah. Even if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But again, it's not the greatest setup, but I would watch it long probably. Yep, you could join our day trading course at any time you want. You can go at your own pace at any time you want. Once you enroll into it, you're enrolled for life. So anytime we make changes to it, edit videos or update anything, you get all the same updates as anybody. How do you overcome confirmation bias? You just start buying shit. That's it. Just I mean, like literally, there's no better advice I can give you. Just start buying and selling shit. You think it's good? Buy it. YOLO. You think you want to short it? Short it. You think you want to buy it? Buy it. That's how you do it. Because once you just start getting in the game and you start trading, you start doing it, that's where you get good. That's where you become confident. That's when you stop going, oh, is it gonna work? Is it not gonna work? Ooh, I'm getting nervous. Should I click the button? Should I not click the button? I don't know. I'm just sitting here like a jackass wanting to click my mouse, but I'm too scared, so I'm not gonna click it. And there goes my trade. Ew, it's going. See, I knew it was gonna work. Click, buy. Just bought at the top. Next thing you know, it pulls back. Now you're losing money and go, damn it, this is so hard. So no. Confirmation bias. Yeah, I mean, I don't even use confirmation. I mean, that's another thing, right? So like, man, I wish I had my drawing tools here that I could use, but I can't. So yeah, everyone's always like, stock goes up, then it pulls back, and then it goes up, and everyone's like, that's my confirmation right there. Everyone's like, yeah, that's what they say to themselves. So let me remove that. Remove drawing. Everyone's like, that's my confirmation. The high or low. I'm gonna buy now. It's like, you know how many times I've seen a high or low fail? You know how many times I've seen this fail, that fail, this fail, that fail. It's like, and at the end of the day, as stupid as it sounds, it always comes down to the same thing. If you're trading the wrong setup or you're trading something you shouldn't be trading, you're going to lose. Simple. If you're trading something that makes sense, that can work, that's legit, you're going to win and you're going to make money, which means your confirmation bias or your high or low setup is going to work. Your high or low setup will work this time and won't work tomorrow when you're trading something shitty. It's literally the same thing. Trade something you're supposed to be trading a good setup, trading it at the right time, you'll make money and everything's going to be easy and life's going to be great and your confirmation bias will probably work. Trade something you shouldn't be trading, trade something the wrong way, trade against a trend, trade something that's shitty. Your trade's going to lose you money and then you're going to question yourself, why didn't it work? Oh, because the high or low wasn't enough to develop. No, you're just trading something that's absolutely a piece of shit. Shouldn't have been trading it. That's why you lost. You didn't lose because you're bad. You lost because what you're doing is probably wrong or you shouldn't be trading it. That's probably why you're losing money, right? So, right? Like, again, how many times do you hear this? Never try to pick a bottom. Never try to catch the absolute low. But if you did here, or if you did here, you would have gotten the best entry on the day where, again, as soon as you got in at the absolute low, you're pretty much making money instantly. No high or low, no nothing. So is it wrong to pick bottoms? Absolutely not. If you know how to do it, I'd do it. I do it. Sometimes I do it and I don't. It doesn't work, right? So again, do you need a high or low confirmation bias to make money on those two bottom tick trades? No, not at all. All right? All right, so how many trades do I make a day? Honestly, I'd say, well, so if we're talking like just like a full trade, like I buy and then I close out that trade, like we're not going to say, like I'm not going to count. I don't count if I buy like 500 shares, then buy 500 shares, then buy 500 shares, and then sell all those shares. I wouldn't count that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. And no, it's still one trade for me. One full position of me going in on a setup and then closing out on that trade or that setup to me is one trade. And I would probably say I do it like probably 7, maybe 8 times a day. That would be like average. Slower day would be like 4, 5, maybe 6. Busier day might be like 10, 12. crazy days could be like 20, right? But I haven't had one of those days in a while. The only days will be like that is if things are just ripping like crazy. The market's super hot, stocks are exploding all day long or going wherever and doing whatever. Then I would trade like that. For most people, patience is the most thing, right? Everybody, so this is what happens is generally when the market opens and the candles are all going crazy and really fast, everyone gets this like a big adrenaline rush or this excitement of wanting to trade because they see these candles going up and down. They're like, oh, if I don't get in now, then I'm going to miss it. And then I'm not going to make any money today. And then they jump in on a trade and then they lose money or they get whipped around. It's just so much harder to manage in the morning because the market's just opening. The volume's so much higher. The volatility's so much higher. Nobody knows what the hell they want to do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, generally if you just learn to sit on your hands and just wait like the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of market open before trying to trade something, you usually get a pretty good understanding of what a stock is going to try to do or want to do. And then you have a better there's a better way to trade it, right? Like this, like all day you could have just sat and never traded Netflix, and then once Netflix got up to the highs, right? Once Netflix got up too high a day, you could have realized this was going to break out, right? After it hits here and holds really high towards the highs and starts to break over. I mean, you could have traded that right there. That's a setup that I would have traded, and even if you traded here, this is at 311, you bought, 50 shares, you'd be up from 311, reached a high of 315, so 311, that'd be $200 on 50 shares if you held all day long there. And that was, 2 hours or so after market open, an hour after market open, right? So there's money to make all the time, right? But you're right, the biggest moves are going to happen right in the morning, right? Like look at that move down, right? You just move from 310 to 304. That's $6 from this high here to that low is $6. On average, I trade 300 shares of Netflix. So $6, 300 shares, $1,800 if I short here and hold all the way down there, which I never do, and I probably wouldn't, right? So being mindful of that's not going to happen. That's the potential, but it's not going to happen because when it becomes easily understandable, the price is in here, the price is probably down here, right? And then you get in and you have a nice drop and you make some money, you'll take some off, and then you'll take off a little bit. And so you won't make that much, as I just stated. But anyways. Becoming consistently accurate has no timeline, all different for every single person, I would say. How do you think about BNGO? I would not buy BNGO at all. John, that's just pretty much too big of a topic. We wouldn't have the time to cover it, right? You say talk on how to target your trade and enters based off where you would place your stop loss or where others place their stop loss. Yeah, so again, right, look at this. All right, Netflix down, bounces, that's support. Where do you think you should try and enter? Near the support. Right? Right? Netflix opens up on the day, squeezes up. Netflix rolls over all the way on the day. Buy it. Bounce. This one right here, Netflix creates support or bottom on the day, goes up, breaks through. How would you determine buying it? Oh, there's a bullish divergence here. I would buy that bottom too, right? This is another scenario where people are like, oh, it broke the bottom, I sold, and or excuse me, what happens? Right, someone would try to buy the double bottom here, and then it breaks down, they sell, and then it goes right back up. That's a bullish divergence. You have a low here, fresh new low with a higher momentum. That's something you buy into. So there's multiple ways. There's tons of ways of looking at this stuff. You just simply can't cover it all in like one swift question. I never put a stop in on any of my trades. Well, not ever, but most of it's just all mental. No, my entry is not 2 basis points below where the last support was. My entry is based on when the stock is most likely to start moving in one direction or the other. That's where my entry is. My entry is based on where I anticipate the stock is going to start moving. That's it. When the stock will start moving one way or the other. As soon as Connor, myself, can recognize the stock is going to go this way or it's going to go that way, I will trade that way. Yeah, anyways, got to run. Got to get back to the private group. Do appreciate you guys tuning in as always. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next stream. And yeah, that's about it. Everybody take care. Have a great day and stay green.